was a great success. Many people coming here, great questions asked, and we got a really good feeling of what the ESG status quo in India is right now and how dynamic the field is. And this is really promising for us also as a growth opportunity, being the startup that we still are for the future.
Yeah, Carmen and Justus, you have nailed it down. I mean, like, the thing is, from a personal front, you have directly jumped into the professional front. That makes my life easy.
That's German.
That's German. Sometimes it's difficult to have a humor with the Germans. I experience it from my personal life, where I'm associated with a German family. So definitely, I sometimes stay back a bit with my humor. But nevertheless, you mentioned it, so I have the privilege to do it. So yeah, with that, I mean, like, look, see, it's a wonderful thing to know that you're a startup. So no more a startup, because you're graduated from a startup into foundation retreat on a boat. So they made the boot camp as a boat camp. So this is the versatility of this MyStartuptv. I mean, like, when I look at it, it's a wonderful thing. And I hope this brand goes or stays not just to the Indian audience. I'm also looking if this brand, MyStartup, because we are all in the startup ecosystem, right? And if this MyStartuptv can go into the European context. So how does it happen? Like, what are your feelings, Carmen? Just let me know, and then maybe Justus.
Yes, I think, thank you for sharing the interesting story. I definitely want to hear more about the boat trip afterwards, and how that went. For going to a European sphere, I think there's a lot of opportunities for startups because of, I know you're aware of that, of the huge demographic changes in Europe. So we are missing a lot. I think it goes into the millions of skilled workers and of people who want to start a business, because it's something I think the US is far better than we are, and Europe is like more old school. And so for everyone who wants to use the opportunity, it's a good chance to start in Europe as well.
Specifically for MyStartuptv, I think there would be a great business opportunities in Germany right now, because this is actually a niche that is not being played so much in Germany right now. We haven't been interviewed by something similar in Germany right now. So I think this speaks for itself that we now have the opportunity here to share our thoughts or our experiences that we had here in Hyderabad. And for other startups in general, I think there are great opportunities in Europe as well. So it doesn't only go the way that we can assist companies or people here in India, but also, of course, Indian companies can have a lot of opportunities in the German or European markets with the help, for example, of such partners like the Impact Hub candidate in Hyderabad or the Impact Hub network as a whole.
Yeah, thank you, Carmen and the users, for the way they try to bring the realistic picture, like how it could be internationalized, this MyStartuptv. Wonderful. And again, then coming back to, like, hey, what is this Impact Hub Hyderabad in future is going to do? So that is what we want to inform the global network, not just in the Impact Hub community, but also across the world. Like, hey, today's startups will be tomorrow's mature companies. So this is where I see a lot of congruence coming together between these three organizations. So now coming back to Via Tomorrow, I'm really keen to know why you guys used Via Tomorrow. Maybe that, if you can shed light on it in a minute, that would be wonderful, Carmen and Justus.
Sure. So first off, what we did was a very data-based approach to have it in very complicated words. But in general, we ask friends and family to rate specific company names that we had in mind and tell us which one sounded the best for them for an ESG consultancy. So this was the basic approach. And then Via Tomorrow was selected in this list because Via is from the Latin, the way, so to say. So in general, if you translate it a little bit, it's the way into the tomorrow. And we want to be the partners that accompany the companies into the tomorrow, which means a sustainable tomorrow, a socially responsible tomorrow with a great governance. And this is where we see ourselves as the bridge builders and as the accompanying piece to that.
And maybe then, if I may ask, because I think that's relevant for all three of us in the startup sphere. When you are in the startup, so you starting now the Impact Hub candidate, I would be really interested in, because I'm asking that all the other startup founders as well. And it's like, what what do you feel like if you begin? I think there's a lot of euphoria, at least for us it was like that, like freedom and own business and proud and everything. And then maybe some doubts come up later on. So if it's really working or not. And what are your strategies to overcome that and to just keep the motivation ongoing later on?
Colin Vamsi, it would be great if you can, from your perspective, because you have been dealing with the startups for a long time, and probably this is where Carmen and Justus would love to know. Vamsi, now you are there.
Yeah. I would say the startups, starting a startup itself is a challenge, and every day, every moment is new things coming up. So you should be up for it. And being again in a media line, I would always say, facing a challenge gives a different thrill. That's what moves, every day gives you a new adventure spirit. So that is what you will feel like. And like what you all also come from the same startup line. So you'll also be feeling the thrill. Success, today what you have achieved, sleep well. That's what, you'll not find it in normal life. It's a routine thing. But in startup world, you'll have a new adventure every day.
Yeah, just to give a brief intro about our bio of Vamsi. Vamsi is a colonel. He was in army. He was in the rough terrains. I mean, right now, he from the rough terrains protecting the country has come into the rough terrains of, into the startup world. How do you feel? What is the difference between these two things? If you can explain a bit to my German colleagues, it would be wonderful. Vamsi, go ahead.
Yeah. Coming from the rough terrains, every day is a new day for me. Every moment is a new moment because you don't know what will happen the next day or next moment. And generally dealing with manpower, human minds is a very complex thing. And when 800 minds or 1000 minds start playing, so you'll have to think in a manner what the other person or what the other persons are thinking like. Okay. And coming to startup world, the same thing I would experience out here also. It's a new day, new moment. And what the outside world is feeling about us, your clients, your investors, your partners, and outside people who are looking at you. Again, you'll have to play with those minds. It's like a game of chess. You have to be 2 or 3 steps ahead to think what they are thinking, and to behave what they want us to behave. That's what I see there.
Perfectly, well articulated. Now I ask my German colleagues, both Carmen and Justus, hey, how do you feel the analogy that he tries to bring from an army camp to a boot camp, to a boot camp, and to a startup camp, and right now to get into a mature industry? Carmen and Justus, yeah, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so first off, fortunately or unfortunately, I wasn't obliged to conscribe to the army, so I can't share the exact experience from there. But I think the analogy still seems fitting to me, so to say, because you have to work with contingency plans and see what happens if A doesn't work. Then I have to go to B, maybe to C or to D, and have something in store for that. Be ready to face the unknown sometimes even, and tackle new challenges every day. And so this is something that you also have to have the resiliency for, and the mental strength is also something I think that is important for both spheres.
But I also experienced that, although it may seem challenging, that I have some friends in the startup scene, and they all went before that to big corporations where you have like these routine lives, and it's a good job, it's well paid and everything. But there's also the danger in some of these positions that you get a so-called bore out, so that you are like, it's not matching your skills, it's not matching your ambition levels, and they are really, really keen to start something new. So it can be on the other hand side, if you're the right person for that, it can be really, really motivational to have something new each day.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Carmen and Justus. You have put it right in perfect perspective. Though not coming from the army background, the analogy which he tries to bring in almost matches to what you said. So right now, Colonel Vamsi, it was a pleasure because the other day, Vamsi introduced me to his co-founder and the founder rather. Founder, Major Sunilshetty. Am I right? Yeah. So he's a wonderful person. I had a very brief conversation with him, and I felt, hey, yeah, here is MyStartuptv, the founder, coming from a background, and the two guys, again from army, again into this venture, which is really a tough thing, but they are doing a great job. Right now, I would like to ask Vamsi. Vamsi, please let us know a little bit about Major Sunil Shetty.
Okay. Major Sunil Shetty is again a passionate armed forces officer. He took an early retirement, and then he was into journalism before joining the army and also after joining the army. He did a course in conflict management, and he was into conflict management reporting in Afghanistan for 15 years. And he is also a serial entrepreneur. So when he returned to India, he felt that the startups in India, he was here in the startup ecosystem in India for around 2 years, went all around the country. He felt that there was no media, especially for startups. The mainstream media is focusing on all the topics apart from the startups. And Indian startup ecosystem started evolving during that time. So for that reason, in 2019, we started off with the MyStartuptv. And over a period of last 4 years, we have into now 5 verticals in MyStartuptv, starting with web TV. Then we have a podcast. We have a e-magazine, a digital magazine, MyStartuplife. And we are also into OTT platform. Okay. And I don't think in any way in the world there is a dedicated OTT platform for startups. So that's another thing which we are into. And our main aim is to project the startups into the entire world. Being digital, it gives us the leverage to go around the world with our MyStartuptv.
Hey, thanks a lot, Colonel Vamsi, for bringing in the perspective of Major Sunil Shetty. I hope he will join in us in next event, what we would conduct from the Impact Hub community. So once again, appreciate you. And as you said, we want to go internationalize in this digital world. So, I mean, like anything is possible. Right now, I take this opportunity to bring another colleague of mine sitting there, Dilip. Hey, come in, join. Hey, Dilip, it's again wonderful to see you. So I'm very happy to let you guys know that Dilip has been one of the founding pillars of this Impact Hub journey. So when I asked my chairman, Vijay Madhuri, hey, Vijay, I need a competent resource. Just I wanted to borrow it for a couple of weeks. So he said, okay, hey, it's very difficult, but still you said you want a competent. To get a competent person onto the board is difficult, but he said, okay, fine. Then I borrowed Dilip for a couple of weeks. Now he's staying with me for almost a year, close to a year. So maybe I would suggest, Dilip, you could be very critical. I mean, like here, let me know what your perceptions are during this journey of making this Impact Hub and also working with different players like a German company like Via Tomorrow. Just please go ahead.
Thanks, Raja. Thank you, Justus and Carmen and Colonel Vamsi. So when Raja first spoke to me about the Impact Hub, I thought it is just another hub that is focusing on helping startups to get connected to the market access. So, but when I deep dived into this and I got to know about the Impact Hub true value addition, that is where I thought, oh, this is a serendipity for me. And that is where I was committed to Raja and my co-founder Vijay as well, and told that I'll be part of this team. So I'm lucky and proud that I'm the first person in the Impact Hub Hyderabad team. And couple of months ago, we had an international event where Impact Hub Leipzig co-founder Martin was here. So he was telling about the Impact Hub experience and what it can do to the global community and how India can add value. So in the same sense, you guys came in for the ESG workshop and you guys provided very detailed insights about the ESG workshop and what the compliance and strategies are all about. And the audience were also very much interested in asking questions, and it was very lively. So I think this is the second step that we have taken in projecting the Impact Hub connectivity to the global audience. And we are looking very much forward. And I thank Raja once again for giving me this golden opportunity of being a part of the co-founding team and also playing the role of a director and taking care of the innovation and strategy at Impact Hub Hyderabad. Thank you. Thank you, Raja.
Hey, Dilip, you did not do a good thing for me. I just wanted to have more of a criticism and critical analysis of me, but you're trying to give something not nice. But nevertheless, I assume you're reserving your comments for a better day. So at the same time, Justus and Carmen, you met Josna for a very brief time, right? And Vamsi as well. She's one of the most enthusiastic, most energetic person of this whole founding team. Josna is a wonderful person. Unfortunately, she's not this interview. So because we couldn't really bring her, because this was an impromptu. So right now we do everything impromptu. That is where I feel. See, we are doing the things in a very natural way. So yeah, with this, thanks for the compliments. I'm going to look for the criticism very soon from him. If not, then I think we have other ways to devise and do it. So yeah, then coming back to again, I will come back to the ESG workshop. Right now, I would ask one more question like, Kalan Vamsi, it's really wonderful that you're a great team with Major Sunilshetty. So, see, this is where we always think of when startups, they are in their primary stage. We think of taking them to the global scale. And that is one of the biggest mandates of Impact Hub. So maybe this Impact Hub is headquartered in Vienna, Austria. So at the same time, they have this global networks in 60 plus countries. This is where I would like to see your MyStartuptv sound bites, just not confined to the Hyderabad or the Indian ecosystem, but we would like to also see this sound bites go to the other parts of the world like Africa, Latin America, and Asia as well. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Being digital, we are across the world. And digital does not limit to a space only to India. We are across the world. And our broadcasts are beaming right now in US as well as in Europe, in Latin America. Wherever internet is there, we are there. So whatever we are doing, then we share. Even in fact, we ask our partners also. So whatever we are recorded for them and whatever we edited and shared with them, they share it among their own partners. And since, as I already told that Mr. Sunil being a serial entrepreneur, we have a niche audience in US, Europe, as well as in West Asia and including Latin America also. So whatever we are speaking here and we edit it and post it, publish it, it goes around the world.
Yeah, thanks for that tip that you guys are already there. What we want to see is like you mature into much bigger TVs, networks, at least MyStartuptv. I want it to grow and say that, hey, it's the MyStartuptv #1. And maybe it's in Latin America or it's in Africa or anywhere else. Yeah, thanks for that. And then, I would like to have a few words from the ESG perspective via tomorrow. Well, one size doesn't fit all. Am I right? So this is where I'm really interested to know the perspective, because this was a workshop with a lot of gathering with different stakeholders and from multiple fields, right? From academia to corporates. And I would like to know how this could be, how you could really adapt it to the local conditions for the Indian conditions. Maybe you could share common.
So in general, I think you have some certain global baselines that companies around the world will have to adhere to or are already trying. So even the Indian government, when it did its sustainability reporting standards, they oriented towards standards that are globally active, like the SASB standards or TCFD standards. So this is something where we come in from a global perspective and can use knowledge that we acquired in Europe to transfer it to this market here. However, that being said, of course, and this is why this is a great question, there is some need to adapt this to the local needs here. You will have other challenges to tackle here first before you can tackle the same things that you have in Europe. So what I maybe feel and also felt from the questions is that maybe you have to start with raising the awareness first a little bit more and adapt the requirements so far that you have maybe some problems that are more prevalent here than in Europe tackle first, and some other problems that Europe has, like a very old growing population and society, and here you don't have. Those are the issues that are more prevalent in Europe and not so much here. And this is something which can be fun to tackle, really. Yeah.
I think one of the participants asked the question or raised the concern that there are different situations here in India and that the ESG efforts that are taken globally have to be adapted. I think, yes, it has to be, but you should not miss out that if you have in the end, all regional adapted landscape of ESG, the sole purpose of ESG, it's the comparison, the opportunity to compare companies globally gets lost. So I think that's one of the big challenges, to adapt it locally, but to keep in mind that the key KPIs have to be the same, and the form in which you report have also be very, very, very similar, because otherwise a company just moves to another country where the regulations are so adapted that they are easy to fulfill and can hide away their real intentions.
Yeah, absolutely great. I mean, like, you have nailed it down to the proper way, like how they, I mean, like, because the biggest challenge is if the other companies want to hide there and hide it in another country in the form of other regulations. So you try to pin it down like, no, that shouldn't happen. If that is going to happen, then there's no global good. Thanks. Appreciate. And Colonel Vamsi, you have been saying that Major Sunilshetty is a serial entrepreneur. Is he investing only in the media relations, or is he also investing any other interesting startups, maybe from Europe or maybe from Germany or maybe from Leipzig? Because we have wonderful connects to Leipzig. That is my other second home. So that's where I come from right now, I would say. Yeah. Tell me, so that I can take Major Vamsi and also Major Sunilshetty to Leipzig. Yeah, Colonel Vamsi, I have got another important question for you. So, because I have heard from you that Major Sunilshetty is a serial entrepreneur. So, yeah, is he investing only in media relations, or is he investing into other startups? Is he agnostic sector? And the other question is, would he be interested to invest in the German startups? So, because I come from Leipzig, I call myself as a Leipziger. So, right now, I would love to, it's a beautiful city with a beautiful startup ecosystem, and it's DHL's hub, European headquarter, and it has a Porsche manufacturing unit. So, it's got a lot of names to tell. But would you be interested to come and sector agnostic? Yeah, Vamsi.
Speaking about Major Sunil, I will not be able to tell about what his mind speaks, but after seeing him for last 2 years, he would definitely like to be in the startup space, and he would like to do whatever he can for the startups. Investment, projection, promotion, anything. So he's a passionate entrepreneur, and he would like to continue with his entrepreneurial journey, and he'd also like to bring in other investors as well as investors, and he himself would like to invest and mentor the startups too. So that is his mindset and what I've seen him. Though he will not agree what I am telling, but he is a passionate entrepreneur.
Hey, you gave a very diplomatic answer. I mean, like, though you are not speaking his mind, though you are not speaking on his behalf, but you spoke his mind. I'm very happy. So it would be lovely. I mean, like, because you have been working with him, you understand him, and this is where the team works. So with this, I mean, like, I'm very fortunate today to have Carmen and Eustace for Impact Hub Hyderabad journey, and we want to see. And we want to take it, and we don't want it to limit to just Hyderabad. We want to take it to other places as well, wherever Impact Hub Hyderabad flies to. I mean, like, we want MyStartup to be with us, and we want Via Tomorrow. There's a beautiful Latin thing, what Eustace has talked about Via means in Latin. And similarly, everyone asked me, what is Dr. Rednath? Because that is where I earned my doctoral degree from Humboldt University, Berlin. So it's wonderful to use those Latin. I mean, like, still, I'm glad in Germany you use that, and also for titles we use. So it's a wonderful journey. Right now, I give the first to my colleague, Dilip. He can just round it up and say in a minute what he wants to, and then probably share.
Yeah, it was really a wonderful opportunity to work with you for these couple of days on the ESG workshop, and also bringing in the startups and the mature companies to get connected. So we just don't want to limit this to Hyderabad. We wanted to spread this ESG awareness and all to the other cities. So that is where we wanted to connect with you guys and take it forward together. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Dilip. Now, I would ask Colonel Vamsi. So how do you think you will shape up your journey with our startup scenario, especially from Via Consulting GmbH and Impact Hub Hyderabad chapter?
Yeah. First of all, we would like to partner with the European startups, and Via Tomorrow, I think, will be the first step. And as far as Impact Hub, we are very glad that Impact Hub, which has almost around more than 70 participating countries all across the world, And now it has, for the first time in India, in Hyderabad, it is starting its journey. And we wish them all the best and the good work which they are doing across the world. And it will definitely benefit the Indian startup ecosystem also. And also all the startups which across the world, with 70 participating countries, they would know the culture of India. And also India being now into the startup ecosystem for the last 6-7 years. And they have very promising startups, not only in technology, but also into the rural industries and medium-scale industries and manufacturing. There are so many interesting startups in India, which the world will come to know through Impact Hub. And we are glad and we wish Impact Hub Hyderabad all the best.
Thanks, Colonel Vamsi. You have already tied up with Via Tomorrow, GmbH. So that's a good, beautiful collaboration. So I hope, whenever they want to have a media presence, not just in India, probably in Europe, they would be happy to work with you. See, the collaboration doesn't mean a written document. It's an unwritten document, I feel, which is much more realistic and which is much more holier. So this is where, the commitments come without any, hidden agenda, where we don't have any written things. Yeah, thanks, Colonel Vamsi, for putting it in the right perspective. Right now, yeah, Carmen is looking with her, Mike, she wants to. Go ahead, Carmen.
No, only also thank you. Thank you for organizing everything. It was an honor for us to be here and have the workshop. And also thank you for putting us on the stage and giving us the opportunity to have some recordings also as well. And I think it won't be the last time in India for us, but I think it was rather the first step of a journey that begins.
Yeah. And we are so overwhelmed how friendly everyone is, how forthcoming, how much support we gathered, how many friends we also made along the way in the last few weeks. And we really loved being here in Hyderabad and in India. And this is why I can only emphasize and double down on what Carmen said. We will be very happy to come back and welcome you then back in Leipzig once you get there, and then we can show you around there a little bit.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Carmen and Justus. And of course, Dilip, thanks a lot. So we are always I tell him, we are not into a sprint, we are into a marathon. And thanks a lot, Vamsi. And I would be failing if I wouldn't be mentioning another person, Martin Stoyer will, because he'll be angry. Helen will be angry with me then. No. So Martin has been a wonderful partner in this journey. So he was the initiator of this, along with my another hidden colleague in Germany, Sean in Stuttgart. He has been the motivating factor for me to bring this impact journey into Hyderabad. And I must appreciate Vijay and Josna. They are the biggest inspiration for me to be here in Hyderabad for such a long time, working on this impactful journey. And I'm very proud to say Vijay, a serial entrepreneur, a tech geek, and who is also, my childhood classmate. So we have always sometimes banter and fun as well. So, but with seriousness in business, he's a go-getter. And thanks to Josna, though she isn't here, she has been doing today, the whole organization, what we see here is to the great work that Josna has been doing sitting from her house. And she was here for a brief time, and absolutely grateful to all the people over here. Once again, thanks Dilip, thanks Eustace, thanks Carmen, Vamsi, thanks a lot. And and of course to majorsunilshetty. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you all.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to MyStartuptv.
Firstly, I would like to congratulate Impact Hub Hyderabad for actually bringing together such a wonderful thing and, starting their chapter in India. So Impact Hub is a wonderful global initiative with a very strong network, and they're looking at bridging the gap between Indian market and the European market. And Impact Hub team has been doing a lot of good things around the ecosystem. So today the session on ESG was very insightful in terms of how the whole ESG ecosystem is evolving and what's happening around the space, and how a lot of companies out of India can actually leverage the global ecosystem. So we really look forward to a lot more initiatives from Impact Hub Hyderabad, and I'm glad to be part of it.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to MyStartuptv.
So we are an employability project training company based out of Hyderabad. We are serving talent to Indian and global clients. With the connection of Impact Hub, we are looking to expand to more countries and especially into the European continent.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to MyStartuptv.
The people at Impact Hub, some really amazing work which is being undertaken here. What I've noticed is that there are some very high-end research ideas which could do very well for the Indian industry, which Impact Hub is able to bring to India, especially to Hyderabad here. Some amazing initiatives they've undertaken on social impact, as well as trying to bring some very high-end research on especially stuff like electric vehicles here to Hyderabad. We've had, as a part of this overall initiative, we've had a workshop today by two entrepreneurs from Germany on ESG reporting. And I think this speaks to how Impact Hub is able to make a bridge to between the source and the use over here. So I feel very fortunate to be connected with Impact Hub, and some amazing work being done by everybody here.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to MyStartuptv.
We're proud to bring Impact Hub's first chapter in India, in Hyderabad. The idea is to create a massive social impact in not only bringing and attracting impact investments into startups that create massive effect, but also to help these startups expand into European and international markets by providing a very strong network with over 110 chapters of Impact Hub. The outreach for startups and larger companies as well into the European markets will be enormous. And that is where I think we will make a difference to society.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to MyStartuptv.
Today I am at Startup Mahakumbh. This is the third day where Narendra Modi ji has come, who is the Prime Minister of India, and it was a boosting speech for all of the innovators who are present. So there was a crowd about 5,000 people who are right from the colleges to the incubation centers to the multinational companies, and talking about the future, the AI. So that is the future of India, where it is going to lead. So the Startup Mahkum had different thematic areas, right from climate tech, fintech, and biotech, pharma, which includes medical devices. So these are the main areas where India is, innovating. So the tagline of this Startup Mahakumbh is Bharat innovates. Bharat means India innovates. So these are the areas where India is working. In medical technology, any idea to come to the market, it's very difficult. It takes around 3 years, because the regulatory compliance of medical devices is very complex. So but I can share a success story where India is propelling, and I have been be the main lead for that. So one of the startup called CanMed Healthcare Private Limited, who which is coming with an innovative device, working on the oral cooling system during the cancer therapy. And only other company which is there is in European country, but this startup, the innovator, has come up with in 7 months, right from ideation to a manufacturing license and test license from Indian regulator. It happened in 7 months. So this is one of the big success what we see, if a complete ecosystem like AMTZ can be given to an incubator. So this is a huge event, very focused to startups in India. So that why it was named it as Mahakumbh. It means gathering of people at one place. So huge crowd was seen, and this is the first time in India such a huge event on startups was happening. And this is required, and Bharat Mandapam is a good initiative by Government of India, where such big events can happen. Thank you.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
Significance of the event is basically we have incubation facilities for students and startups for engineering graduates who will be graduating. Basically, it's a technological university. Vishesha Technological University say engineers, basically engineers will be out. So many startups, many engineering incubations are there in Bangalore. So we have called around 400 plus student startup people over here, from 456 people plus people have visited from Vishesha Technological University representing Karnataka state. So they everyone came with a unique idea pitch and their products over here. This actually gave them a very good hopes, and lot of investors and lot of accelerators, a good opportunity to interact with many people and to see many startups over there, where a big startup can take a small incubators, right? So these are the opportunities which really help the students a lot to learn over here. So global perspective, India is the next, as Modi ji said today's speech, it is all about the world. We are into the world, becoming the world largest economy. So in this regards, startups are the one who will be making us proud and make us high, make our India economy to the next level. So a lot of startups over here. Here in this opportunities, many global opportunities, whoever have come here, the students and the startups have got an opportunity to interact with a lot of global investors and all, and how they can make themselves unicorn and pitch themselves to the other states and make their product reach the other countries and be a successful entrepreneur. So it's a wonderful platform where a new startup or a people have got over here. It's a wonderful program organized by Government of India. So as an organizer of this event, I'm a part of incubator and accelerator team. I'm thankful for the team, Pony Bhatt and Suresh, Narayan and Karthiketu, who were the three leaders who led from front for this particular program, and I am one of their core committee member. Though a lot of takeaways for many incubation and accelerator sectors which has happened over here, and many of the we had a one-on-one session, which is one of the unique one of its type, first of its type, because each startup we asked around volunteers to go and have a interact with the mentors and investors. All the incubators, around 750 people of incubators incubators were there. One-on-one session were happening, and each volunteer went and took the startup and had a mentoring session and start investor sessions for this was a platform which given to the people. So it's a great opportunity, an unconference, Meetify app, all these great initiatives taken by the startup team of this incubators and the start accelerator team of has done a wonderful job. And it's this type of organization. I mean, this startup, Mahakumbh will continue with 2.0, 3.0, where a lot of new entrepreneurs will come over here, and we would like to see a great change in the world and becoming India the global leader. And it is already in the process, though. I mean, becoming the number one in global leader. Thank you.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
So we heard about this event a few days back, and we got to know that there are many startups which are coming here. Along with it, there are different incubators and investors which are gonna be here. So the main reason which we, why we were here is we wanted to explore this opportunity to let people know what innovative thing we are doing. So that's how we are here. And yes, it's always better to approach different people, to explore, to share our technology, to talk about our products and services. So that's how. So I think in blockchain and metaverse, there is going to be immense future now in the coming time, because if I talk with the government of India itself, they are talking about blockchain. They're immersing themselves into this latest technology. So yes, jump is needed, and at any moment of time, it is gonna hit the market. So yeah, it has a very bright future. Yeah, so we are talking to different businesses, and we are talking to the different government people as well. So that's how our target audience as well. Surely, yes, definitely. So though we do have a little presence over here in the outside the country, we are available in US. But definitely, we are looking forward to have an immense and expansion on a very large scale. I think we were here for the entire team was here for good 3 days. We had a great time. We were exploring different businesses, how they are doing, what kind of different innovative solutions they are offering, and how we can collaborate. Because see, new ideas generates when two different thinker collaborate. So yeah, so that is what we were doing from last 3 days, and it is definitely we are looking forward to the coming Mahakumbhs as well.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
The event is Mahakumbh. It is a startup event. It is a national event. Basically, today Narendra Modi ji, our Honorable Prime Minister, visited the event, and we really enjoyed it. Literally seeing different mindset of people together, the startup ideas. It's a very lovely experience. I learned about the startup ideas, different mindsets of people, their execution plan, etc.
I am presently working for the upliftment of students, and I want to take them such a big platform of Mahakumbh and show the students how the different startups and innovative ideas in such young schools to the bigger way, and the way the students now explored here, and one of my startup here, and alumni startup, and these are all students has come up with little ideation by seeing all this, and they have a sprout in their mind. No, we have to start something, we have to innovate something, that I want them to sprout in their minds. And this platform has given them different types of people in different states. We can say India's biggest innovation mart, we can say this Mahakumbh. And this given us, they were sharing their experiences. This was good, agri-tech, accelerators, incubators, and also investors. So we have all types of opportunities. Only thing is, students are not having exposure. This type of Mahakumbh, if they participate, practically they are giving exposure. And the way Narendra Modi has opened his platform to the young people, that made Mahakumbh as a grand success, we can say. And all students were nourished, and we can build ecosystem in the campus through alumni, current community people, rural areas. in all the angles we can have a upliftment of our country. Thank you one and all. Thank you for the organizers.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
What we do is we understand document and make bots for for company to process invoices and whatever their business requirements are to SAPs or Oracles, and we automate their entire process of invoice processing, onboarding of their clients. So our document processing is based on an in-house AI that we have already created. It's called Pry, and what it does is it reads the document and understands what is mentioned in the document. So it segregates the fields wherever the address is and wherever the GST number or whatever is the mention in the a particular bill. It will segregate it and then feed it into the service the customer is using. For example, Oracle, SAP. That's all. My CTO, he used to work in a mechanical industry. So the process of getting invoices and then processing it into their systems is very labor intensive, and somebody has to manually read the numbers and then feed it into the systems. That is this whole process is very prone to errors. So the rate of errors used to be very high, and human errors occurs so much often. So what he did was, when this NLP came, the model, so he tried to utilize it for our own system, and that's how he created the system. Yeah, so I think in India it's a quite huge opportunity because we have a huge manufacturing sector and the whole document processing right now. We started from invoice processing in mechanical industries, but now we have started to do insurances and all kind of documents. Now our AI is template free AI. You can give any template and it recognizes what type of template it is, and it segregates the data. Our CTO is very, he's like a tech genius behind this whole Fry thing. So he has done many things in this regard also. But I don't have any deep understanding about technical stuff. But he constantly works with the AI, the AI geniuses from other industry who help him in implementing these solutions. The opportunity that we are getting to know what all other companies are doing in this AI field and how they are implementing. Like one solution, we found that we can process documents. Other have yes, other have found other solutions, and it's very like eye-opening to know what all they are doing.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
We are eager to show our project on surveillance and crop monitoring drone. Actually, we are doing this as a ideation project in the early stage of a minimal viable project. So we are here to explain and get guidance from any other technical staffs or technical experts. And we have done our project in the halfway through the goal. Our college has sent us from Chennai to Delhi to take a look in how the startups are performing in India, or like how the startups are doing in drone businesses. Actually, we are seeing some drone businesses which are just a startup, and they are doing very good in AI and some other kind of stuffs. This was basically from the idea of the organizers from this committee. Actually, they sent information to our colleges all over the country to get students from various parts of countries with innovation or their project what they are doing, and actually they aided us to get here and demonstrate our project to wide variety of people. The basic idea is to use the drones, make the farming and the surveillance of the large paddy fields or large agriculture fields or large like cattle monitoring are a very big task in India. Actually, they are very conventional way to do these things, but in the modern technology, we can use the drone technology to get it as a we can get real time data what they are occurring and what they want. So we are using drones to get the real time monitoring and surveying. We are using IoT platforms, and like we are training our own AI model in a microcomputer in the drone on board. So we can make these things or make this business as a very sustainable way to do. We are fortunate to get some links from other institutions. We are doing like this, and we get some like an internship like some of the aerospace companies, aerospace startups which are stalled here, and they approached us to develop these projects in their own, and they are willing to collaborate with us. This is the opportunity we get here.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to my Startup TV.
We are into venture capital and investments, and this was one of the best opportunity which I have seen to meet the startups and good companies. I thank Narendra Modi ji for this event. It's a wonderful event to associate with the partners on the funding side, and on the other side, the companies was too good to meet them. It was a good pleasure to meet everybody. See, basically, when we look for the investment, we look for the companies who are been making a revenue and the companies which are scalable. So our interest will be into the companies like fintech, climate tech, EV charging companies, which can be scalable into the next level, and we invest into that companies. What I have understood from this event is there are a lot of innovations which are coming up in India, and if we tie up with this type of startups, it makes a lot of sense for us because they also grow and we also grow, and we see a lot of opportunities here because their innovation is too good. Sure, it's a great question. See, it's just a initial level of investment which we are seeing into this industry, but we see a lot of opportunities in coming 3 years or 5 years.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to my Startup TV.
इसमें आके जितने भी स्टार्टअप से जुड़े लोग हैं उनको काफ़ी सारी इंफॉर्मेशन मिली है कि कैसे सरकार काम करती है, कैसे एक दूसरे के साथ काम किया जा सकता है। यहाँ जो लोग आए थे अलग अलग स्टार्टअप से, उन्हें एक दूसरे के साथ नेटवर्किंग करने में भी बड़ी सहूलियत हुई, तो ये अच्छी चीज़ है। मैं तो कहूँगा साल में एक बार नहीं, साल में 2-3 बार इस तरह के इवेंट्स होने चाहिए। इवेंट इज़ पावरफुल, इवेंट इज़ सुपर, इसीलिए मैंने कहा है कि इस तरह के आयोजन स्टार्टअप के लिए होते रहेंगे, उतना ही अच्छा रहेगा। नई नई जो इनोवेशन है लोगों के सामने आती रहेंगी और लोगों को पता लगता रहेगा कि किस तरीके से लोग काम कर रहे हैं और एक दूसरे की जो टेक्नोलॉजी है उससे रूबरू होने का मौका मिलेगा। मोदी गवर्नमेंट को, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को स्पेशल थैंक्स बोलूँगा कि उन्होंने जैसे वर्ल्ड में स्टार्टअप को लेके एक कल्चर है वही भारत में भी देने की कोशिश की है, तो इस चीज़ को और भी आगे ले जाने की ज़रूरत है। और इंडिया इसमें स्टार्टअप को लेके बहुत अच्छा करेंगे और इंडिया का जो यूथ है स्पेशली वो स्टार्टअप, नए नए स्टार्टअप लेके आ रहा है और बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है। इस तरह के इवेंट होते रहने चाहिए जिससे सरकार को जो स्टार्टअप से जुड़े लोग हैं उनको काफ़ी बेनिफिट पहुंचेगा। तो थैंक्स गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया।
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to my Startup TV.
This event was for 3 days and we got the opportunity to come and present over here. This startup Mahakumbh, as you can see, there are more than 1200 startups over here, and we could get the opportunity to interact with our Honorable Prime Minister today. This was a great pleasure to speak and talk about our product, and his appreciation has really inspired all of us. So great event overall and nice to be here. As a startup, we got the opportunity and invitation to come here, and it's very far off from my place. I was in Pune, so it's to come here and to present my startup to increase the scale up the event and scale up our business opportunity. This was a great thing. So that is what inspired me to come here and be part of this. So here there are so many startups. We get to know the real development happening around us. And it helps us to even understand that who can be helping, and the entire ecosystem which is supporting us. So this is a platform where everyone meets, and I hope this continues every year or periodically at least to make sure that we all meet together and understand each other. To be honest, as a women entrepreneur, a lot of support is coming from the government side, and I'm personally thinking that at every place wherever I have been presenting my product as a women entrepreneur, we have got little extra to explain to people, and they have really taken us seriously to support. So the challenges wise, I don't think much challenges I have faced, other than maybe moving around. Sometimes it takes little while because we have our family to support. But otherwise, from the government side or from the entire ecosystem, it was a great help. I think you should become entrepreneur, and you should try to do something in the field where you are having expertise.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
So basically our startup works on a medical alert system. Like it's a smart wearable that focuses on the medical alert system like fault detection and crash detection. Like in India, in every 2 minutes an accident occur, and from that a casualty also happen. If we remove the on-spot casualty, the second most reason of the casualty is the delayed emergency response. Okay, so like if the user is wearing a smart wearable and something happen like that, so it will quickly alert to the nearby emergency services and their contact number with their live body vitals and live location, so they can easily get to that location. So like last year my friend got an accident, so like we reached there around 20 to 25 minutes and ambulance reached after 30 minutes. So I got an idea from that. If we make a smart wearable that not only measures the daily metrics but also the medical alert system like fault detection and crash detection. So basically, like there are like-minded people, like there are many investors, VCs that they have contacted us, and there are also like mutual collaborations like companies also for the suppliers of our smart wearable. So like my main motive is to like the networking in the event. My one of the opportunities like I got like 2-3 deals for like getting the investments in that. So like that opportunity I got, and also the MSME chairman has visited a stall. So he has invited me to like attend their future events also. Okay, so basically like this is the first kind of event, like this is at a very large scale. I also attended the Google for Startups, like we got recognized by Google for Startups also. So like this is the like very large event where more than like 1,000 startup stalls are there, like more than 3,000 like HNIs, incubators, accelerators are there, and more than like 30,000 footfalls are also occurring there. So like it's very like useful if every year these kind of events happen. Currently I am in the final year student of Galgotias University. So my main vision is not to get a job, rather than create a job for the like young entrepreneurs, and like so my main vision is that like want to continue with this startup only.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
We are digitizing the unorganized segment. As you know, the 85% of the sale of food is done by the smaller retailers, what you call unorganized segment. So what is the difference between organized and unorganized segment is the technology. So we are providing technology to these smaller businesses like a small hawker, a thelawala, or a small shop, so they can organize their business, which helps them to sell online and also digitize their offline business. Like if they want to do a billing, they can just speak to the system. They say half kg tomato or 40 rupees ka bhendi. It will digitize that and automatically create a bill. So it's a micro ERP we provide to them, which helps them to digitize their business, and they can compete with the new world, because everyone is getting digital as more and more people moving towards digitization. Now today the e-commerce is there only with few people, top of the pyramid 10% people, but 90% people have devices, they have digital payment, they have internet, but they are not doing digital commerce. The reason is their sellers are not there, their price points are not there. By enabling these smaller businesses, we want to provide the benefit of technology to larger part of the pyramid and impact their life and improve the food wastages, which is today highest in the India. So this kind of event helps us to reach out to a lot of people, understand what their needs are, which will help us to improve our product. And also we are looking for franchisee in one area. So for example, currently we have 1,000 shops in Bangalore and we want to launch in Delhi. Then we are looking for one partner who helps us in launching that. And also it helps us to look for the investors. And third, it helps in spreading awareness, because now people know that this platform is there. For example, if I am in Delhi and I'm in an apartment, now I can tell my nearby shop guy, "Ki, please use this platform," and it will help him also and help me also.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
And my business partner is over there. Her name is Nemo, and I'm visiting India frequently. I'm very happy to be here. The reason I'm here today because I got an invite from Startup India, that I work with them a lot, and I'm very involved in the innovation ecosystem here. I run a company called Innovation Asia, or Innova Ventures, that we collaborate with most of the tech Asian countries here in Asia. And we also have a venture capital that invests in Indian and Israeli companies. I think that being one of the only foreigners here in events like this, it's an amazing privilege and asset. I think that it's the gathering of the best tech communities that I know. I'm also a part of Thai in Israel. I'm the Thai Women Israel manager. I think that it allows me to experience and to meet new partners and old partners. I met some of my good colleagues here today as well that I work with. And I think it allows Indian community to come together, because India, each state has their own kind of ecosystem. It's so vast. So those gatherings allows India to connect. I was also here for G20 during August. So this is why I'm so excited to come back. I missed PM Modi. I'm very sorry about that. I really wanted to hear him talk. India is one of the most interesting, exciting, and futuristic tech markets I know. I work with the Asian markets and the Indian markets for the past 12 years. It's the second home for me, and it's a privilege to connect India's tech and innovation market to my country, but also to the Middle East. Oh my God, I think it's a really good question, because ever since I graduated from my bachelor degree, which was East Asian Studies, I realized that most tech companies, they need to go east and not west. And my message is, if you're not here, if you don't have a local hub here, if you don't have a local partner, or you're not considering of coming to India, you're missing the train. And the time is now. Honestly, India in 5 years is going to be the most prominent tech market in the world. You got to start doing. And I think that on a personal note, I think it's one of the most warm communities I know, most productive and exciting projects I ever had were here. And I used to work a lot in China and Singapore and Japan and Korea. And India has a very different feel to it. And if you're not here and you're not considering, you're just going to miss out. So do come.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
We have developed a multi-parametric diagnostic device which gives instant results. The problem that we are solving is that more than 90 crore people in this country, in India, do not have access to primary diagnostics or labs. So we are solving that problem by this device, which gives instant results, is very easy to install, is very easy to operate, can do blood tests with a simple finger prick, and has most of the commonly recommended tests, including the blood tests, including specialized tests like lipid profile, HbA1c, even an ECG, blood pressure, SpO2, all of those, infectious diseases and markers. So this solves the problem of 70% of this country's population, which is without these facilities. As I turned 50, I turned entrepreneur, and I found a purpose in the healthcare space because I realized that there was a big gap in primary healthcare. And so that's really been my motivation to actually get into this. There are huge opportunities that come up because we met a lot of doctors, we met a lot of hospitals, we met a lot of people who sell to these customer segments. There are also opportunities that we identified for exporting this product, because what is relevant for rural Bharat is also very relevant for large parts of the developing world. So there are opportunities that we found in Africa, opportunities in CIS, opportunities in the rest of Asia, Eastern Europe, etc. So lots of opportunities in this startup Mahakumbh. I think it's a wonderful initiative. My message is keep having more such events. I think it's so empowering to see so many startups, so much of innovation happening in this country. Really, we should have more such events. We should have at least once a year this kind of an event.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
India is actually evolving towards the startup ecosystem. There are multiple policies and government funds that are actually there for the startups and students to actually explore the industrial requirements. So every day is a startup day in India right now. Like you can see here, we are I think more than 1,000 startup here in this single roof, standing with their products with unique ideas and solutions that can actually benefit the future of India. So we are actually building a revolutionary future India and bringing something that can actually impact the lives of people and the industry. For my business at Napstream Innovation, it's an energy monitoring company. So energy is one of the biggest segment in the world. So energy is everywhere, and we have multiple ways of generating energy. But right now, the need is the monitoring any kind of platform that can manage their batteries and monitor their energy storage system. So at Napstream Innovations, we are building this platform that is Voltrack, which can actually give you a brief understanding of their energy storage systems, whether it's in lithium, whether it's in sodium, or these types of transition that is happening in this energy field. So we are not just limited to lithium. We are also providing the solutions for any kind of chemistry, flow batteries, lithium batteries, sodium batteries. So it's an integrated hardware that goes over the energy storage system and provide all the information on a platform that is here. You can see variables. We can also predict the lives of the battery. So we are predicting the life of the battery, how much a customer or business they can expect from the battery based on energy density. So this is what we are doing at Napstream Innovation, actually revolutionize the energy segment in India. I think opportunity in terms of opportunities, as you can see today, we have seen our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, in this event. He had actually given us some motivation that India actually can do something in the field of startup ecosystem. And what are the things are actually there in India? What are the opportunities we have in India? It was a great event where we can actually interact with other startups and find out the potential goals and also the problem statement that is actually in the industry, and do something and find a solution to build a startup and grow a startup.
To stay informed about the startup ecosystem, subscribe to My Startup TV.
Last week, the startup community gathered in Delhi for the biggest Mahakumbh.
Sir, I can't hear you.
The 3-day event was held from 18th to 20th March and was rightly named the Startup Mahakumbh. The event saw participation by founders, visionaries, innovators, and investors, and leaders from across the nation. Hello, welcome to the Thought Leader Show on MyStartup TV. I'm majorsunilshetty. My guest today is Shrikant Sinhaji, who is the CEO of Telangana Academy for Skills and Knowledge, also known as TASK. Sinhaji is a visionary leader dedicated to enhancing youth employability and fostering skill development in Telangana. My other guests are two students who attended from Telangana were picked by task and they attended the Mahakumbh. Harika and Chandra. So, welcome to the show, sir. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much for having us.
Let's start by Srinath sir. I would like to start with you to just give us for the viewers, for the benefit of the viewers, as to what Mahakumbh, Startup Mahakumbh was all about.
In 2015-16, when the Honorable Prime Minister started the term itself, startup, at that time the term was not even known in India. And that is where we had just about 300 startups in India. Fast forward to 2024, the Startup Mahakumbh was a gathering of a lot of startups, investors, and everyone. And it was at the right juncture because today, in the last couple of years, we have moved from 300 to 1,23,000 startups. And that's a huge growth, which needed to be celebrated. And that is where multiple organizations of the government, multiple bodies like TAI and others, NASSCOM, ASSOCHAM, everyone could unite together along with the government of India to start the Startup Mahakumbh. It was a 3 days event being held at Bharat Mandapam, which became very, very famous for the G20 summit. So this was also the background where the Startup Mahakumbh was conducted. There were more than about, across the days, about 12,000 to 15,000 delegates, participants, speakers, etc. visited the Mahakumbh. So if you look at what is Kumbh, Kumbh is a place where you come, you meet like-minded people, you discuss, you solve problems, and this entire thing also got conducted. It was truly an amalgamation. It was truly a collection of all visionary leaders. Dr. Amitabh Kant, Mr. Chintan Vaishnav, Director of Atal Innovation Mission, the UGC, the AICT Chairman, Dr. Sitaraman. You had all the visionaries over there. Apart from people from the government side, we had the Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal. We had the people from DPIIT. We had people from various other bodies also. So that is what Mahakumbh was. And the icing on the cake for everyone was that the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, also decided to be part of this and motivate our futurepreneurs. Two of them who are also on this call, and we have also, the coordinator who actually managed to get the students from Telangana, Ms. Sumati, also with us, and we will be talking. They'll be talking about their experience. But if you ask me, I have never witnessed an event like this in my entire life. Over to you, Major.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for painting that complete picture of what was happening at Mahakumbh and what led to the the whole gathering, as it is called, the Startup Mahakumbh. We also had our team there, and we our team kind of filed the story, and we the reactions coming from various participants were very positive. So let's get into I would like to understand from Ms. Sumati as to if you can share how did you go about selecting the students from Telangana to be part of this Mahakumbh?
Actually, I would like to thank our CEO, sir, to pick me up for this great event to participate, to coordinate all these activities, sir. I'm actually basically from the Telangana, that is TSWRDC Nizamabad branch, sir. And I was given a great opportunity and the responsibility of all the 30 colleges, 20 colleges students to escort the students towards this program, sir. Without our CEO, sir, this program would not be a success, sir, because our sir Srikant Sinha sir has given and taken a lot of efforts for entering into the startup Mahakumbha, sir. He personally has taken a lot of personal care, and he has handed over us the gate pass, and with that gate pass we could enter into the cabin, sir, into the startup Mahakumbha. This was the first stage where we could enter into that such a big event, sir. So if that pass would have not been, means we would not entered into that event, sir. That I thank the CEO, sir, for that handing over that kind of a pass. He took his personal care and he has handed over us that pass, sir. And later on we could enter and we could attend the program.
What was your experience? Firstly, if you can, tell us from where you are in Telangana, and what you study. Tell us a little bit of your college, and then if you can, share your experience of being part of this Mahakumbh.
I'm Harika, representing my KSWRDC, W Vikarabad, sir. And I'm pursuing my degree BCom CA second year, sir. And this was my first experience, sir, to go to Delhi for an education purpose. And it was my pride and pleasure for giving me this opportunity to go to Delhi, sir. And I'm so excited. And I was also excited to go to Delhi as per my future goals are connected to this Startup Mahakumbh. And also, it was a very great opportunity for the task members to give undergraduates an opportunity for going to Delhi and letting know them what are their dreams